Hello and welcome to another episode of No Look Time. My name is Ovid Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel.
Oh man, we lost Obed, guys. That's it. He's gone. See, he was
Oh,
started the show. He couldn't last more than like 5 seconds. He's like, "I'm gone."
bro.
Oh my gosh, he can't speak. It's over, guys. That's the podcast. See you on episode. What
Shut
number
it.
episode are we on, anyways?
177?
177. Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. See, I
Wow.
remembered. I'm drooling, bro.
Oh my god.
Holy crap.
It's awesome.
That was
Can
very-
you explain?
that was very cute.
Oh my gosh, it's contagious. He's gonna make me go, dude. This is awesome. Oh
My
man. so, so I hope you guys are enjoying us on the live stream, especially because if you're watching the video version right now, you are witnessing Obed broken. We broke Obed, guys. If you're listening to the podcast version, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please follow us on Facebook because you want to see what's happened to Obed right now. It is beautiful.
How you doing, bro?
Dude, I'm doing great, right? I'm doing great when watching you, dude. Yeah, I know we've got a loaded show today. We got a lot of different things to get into. We got a lot of stuff that we're gonna have to cover. We got obviously our great reaction that's gonna be coming up here in a short bit to Godzilla versus Kong. We got our we're
It's
gonna
a
be talking
spoiler
about
heavy episode,
spoiler
guys.
heavy. Get ready. Falcon and the Winter Soldier talking as well. Man, that show's picking up pace. Of course, we got a Loki trailer.
Yeah.
We got some more controversy in the Justice League storyline that continues to unfold. So, man, this is going to be some episode. He tried. I tried to give him time to come back.
All right. I watched
Why
the
so serious,
I watched the shoujo over the last few days. A show that we talked about it in the podcast.
And that's it, guys. You'll have to guess the show.
So I was not expecting to like it as much as I do.
Oh my gosh. He can't make it, guys. He can't make it. I hope he can make it, but I don't know if he can make it.
Man. All right.
Deep breaths, Obed. Deep breaths. Right. Inner peace.
Yeah. All right. So I started watching Titans.
Okay, on HBO Max?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I do. I'm sweating, bro. It's awesome. So
did you watch both season 1 and 2, or you're just still starting off?
I'm
like
on
season
episode 5 of the first season.
1? Okay.
So I got to the episode where Jason Todd shows up, basically the one. And man, like I wasn't expecting it to be as violent as it is.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was more of a CW sort of thing, mild, right? And yeah, very good. Like everyone's pretty good. You're laughing over there. I'm good. My composure returned, sir. I'm just happy that no gas came out during that laughing session. So I'm good. Very unique episode today, Joe. We're off to a good start, bro.
I know this is gonna be a great show.
Yeah, bro. So I'm not a big fan of the angsty Robin. Like that's the only honestly the only thing so far that I think it's at least a little weird to me, right? Because we know that that's Jason Todd's like shtick, right?
Right. Not really Robin.
Not really Dick Grayson's. So so that's a little weird. But other than that, I think it was good, dude. The whole thing with that, like the assassin family, it was so creepy
Yeah,
and
dude, that's
weird.
wild.
Yeah, like I'm enjoying it. Like
Well,
I
that's
did not,
good.
yeah, I did not expect to enjoy it. I was like, oh, you know what? I'll watch it. I'll watch.
I mean, if you went in with low expectations, that probably helps too. Like if you compare it against a CW show, it's much better, like you're saying.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when they made this, they didn't put a lot of restrictions on the creators. They let them really do what they wanted to do,
Hmm.
so that probably helped. I do think it suffers from over dramatification is the wording I would use, and you
Yeah,
kind of carries as you carry through it. Like you'll see, like Raven was one of my issues. Robin was definitely one of them too, but
yeah.
Raven was one of them too because she's kind of like her character's supposed to be dark, but not necessarily always depressed to that extent, and they kind of
On
make it.
Raven, you mean?
Yeah, it's a little jarring at some moments.
Yeah.
Not like it doesn't it's still, watchable. I'm not saying it's not, but there's moments where you're like, "My goodness, we're having the same conversation again." But yeah, oh my gosh, but I mean, I feel like
I'm good. I'm good.
the show, I feel like with the show, dude, like it's definitely gonna be one of those things that when they come into this next season, because they've had so much time to come back. I know you're obviously gonna get through season one, then you get to do season two. But I feel like by the time they come back for season three, they're gonna be really in good hands because they set it up for a massive, massive Jason Todd stuff that's gonna be
I
happening.
heard. Yeah.
So that's what I'm most excited for. I didn't get to watch the DC fandom thing for that, but I heard really good things about it. So I'm
Cool.
glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I was laughing. No, not now. I was laughing now, but I was laughing yesterday. Watching. We're gonna have to cut.
We're gonna,
We're gonna have to cut it and come back in a few minutes, man.
I think so.
All right. So I was watching it yesterday and I was laughing because it's the show where nobody knows anything. Who are those guys? I don't know. Why are they after you? I don't know. What's your power? I don't know. Where you come from? I don't know. It's like no one knows anything. It was
It's
great.
true.
It was great. It was like, and it was really funny. And I started laughing, not now, but yesterday when I was watching it. But I've been watching it. It's good. I enjoyed it, man. Enjoyed it quite a bit.
That's
Uh,
good. Yeah,
and I
season
wasn't
two get some
expecting.
cool stuff. Deathstroke.
Cool. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting to like it as much as I do. I had tempered expectations. That's probably why. And yeah, sure, solid. I think it's not Falcon and Winter Soldier because,
Oh yeah.
bro, you want to talk about that first, and then we talk
Jump
Goji.
into it.
Okay,
Yep.
man, like Zemo, bro,
Dancing Zemo.
bro. Don't even the thing with dancing Zemo, right? Like so far, he's the best villain. Oh, or I guess arch or anti-hero.
He's a villain,
Eh, I mean, he's a fully fledged villain
but he
in
doesn't
the
come across in a
comics.
typical way. That's what makes him so
Correct.
special.
Yeah. So
He's not typical.
yeah, because in the comics, he comes across as a straight up villain, and
Yeah.
on Civil War, same thing. He was very methodical, and his ends were villainous. Versus here, he's more of an ideologue, and oh man, he's so good.
I know.
He's so
So
good.
the moment I got excited with Zemo was when he finally gets out of this prison. Spoilers again, guys. We're getting into it.
Yeah, yeah,
He gets out of prison and instantly he gets to this massive, private jet or whatever he's got. And they're like, wait, like what's going on here? It's like
we
the
didn't know you're
guy is
rich.
rich. Like, and I was waiting for them to do this because I was hoping that I'm like, if you're gonna have Zemo on the big screen, you can't just have him as this like distraught family man. Like that would be so sad. The actor does a great job and everything, but that'd be really sad if that's as far as you take a character like Baron Zemo. But they are starting to take his character up, and we're not even close to the arch, to the arc that he's gonna have, excuse me, as Zemo. It's gonna get way more cooler. Hopefully he gets his sword. That's something I hope for at some point. It's pretty cool stuff they're doing there.
Yeah, man, it's great. I think the do you think Sharon is the what's it called, the shareholder or whatever they call the
Yeah,
like the person behind the scenes that's actually controlling stuff? I don't think she's evil, right?
yeah.
But yeah, because it was too weird. Like,
It was
yeah,
odd.
it was odd. It was odd.
They
Oh,
want you to feed into that narrative. They're putting it, and I can't
yeah.
imagine that it'd be that simple. Like I don't wouldn't make sense to me. So
Yep.
yeah, we'll have to keep watching for sure.
Yeah, man. And then now Wakanda's involved. I'm wondering if there was any changes and if they're going to bring up, hey, T'Challa's dead, or because we don't know, right? There's rumors. There's still rumors that he's gonna get recast, right? There's both rumors that they're gonna continue on without him and do another thing, but then it wouldn't make sense. So I think honestly, and you know what, it really stinks, but
I hate to say it, just bring in T'Challa from Earth 2 or something like you know what I'm saying, that kind of concept. Like
yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that that's where we have to go, but you literally had somebody unfortunately pass away. So it's not like you're like axing a character because, you just don't have the actor around. Like it's you literally have to do something. If they don't do that, then obviously the clear answer has to be Shuri. You got to do it. And you got to turn that into a really cool arc. I think that the creator Ryan Coogler is a smart enough guy to do it. But yeah, bring an Earth to
yeah,
Black Panther, and still have Shuri as a Black Panther. You can have both. I mean, I don't care.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, dude, I love the Wakanda connection at the end there. Um, did you want to talk about though the X-Men connection?
With the place, right?
Yeah,
With the
dude.
island, yeah.
Right.
So I'm not super familiar, but I know that that island is like basically directly connected to the X-Men,
That's right.
and that
So
and that the lady that gets shot, that we don't know if she's dead or not, right? If she
right.
gets shot, uh, she's supposed to be immune.
Yes.
So that I
Yes.
know.
And
Other than
and
that, I'm not
and,
super
and
into
on
it.
that exact same location that the Maljaport, that same place, they very Marvel-esque give us some different shots of different areas. And one of the shots is the Princess Bar. And that one in particular is a place that we have seen in the comics Wolverine frequent. He goes by the character, he goes by a name of like Patch or something along those lines. And I think he like is like a pseudo owner of it or something along those lines. So there, I mean, who would have thought Falcon and Winter Soldier would be the one to give us some X-Men stuff?
Yeah,
I like it. I mean, obviously we got what we got with WandaVision. I thought it'd be more, but I'm okay with what we got because it kept it true to WandaVision as the headline.
yeah.
But there's a good chance. I never predicted that we would have a mutant in Falcon Winter Soldier. That wasn't one of my, hey, I think this is gonna happen.
It's not on
But
your bingo card.
not on my bingo card, dude. But here comes Marvel saying, "I gotcha." Selby, this character that it gets shot,
Hmm.
very well could be, or at least the people now that are after her. They had some really cool little hints to the X-Men in that particular scene. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, it was really good. That episode was really good because they could have an entire episode with them trying to break Zemo out,
Oh yeah.
and I love how they did it. It was like, oh yeah, like I started something already, and then it happens, and it was really well done. It was really good. Um, yeah, and I think that the actor is Daniel
Daniel Brohl.
Brawl, yeah. He's just very charismatic, and like he reminds me of Christoph Waltz like he's like sort of like demeanor and like oh like Walsh is a little more animated, right?
Sure.
This is like he is like a Bond villain, dude.
It's the charm, it's the
Yeah,
regalness that he brings to the character that's just so perfect.
yeah. Because even on Civil War, we saw it when
Oh, for sure.
even at the end, you know, he was very composed with everything that was happening, and he accepted that you know while he got caught, he still succeeded at what he was trying to do, and it was really good. So can't wait tomorrow watch another episode because it was really good,
Yeah,
really
dude.
really really good. So I'm
I've
really
watched it
enjoying it.
twice already, so
Oh really?
yeah,
Yeah,
I told you that Sharon scene, dude, like that fight sequence of I did
yeah.
not see that coming.
That
I'm
sequence
over
was
here thinking
good.
that they're showing all these dudes around here, and it's gonna be like a hey group fight against these guys or whatever.
She took most of
She's
them
like,
out.
I was like, oh, I stand corrected. She could take all these people out. Okay,
Yeah.
pretty awesome
So
scene.
so here's what I don't and refresh my mind, right?
Sure.
But when did she steal the shield?
When we're talking about when we get to in
Civil
Civil
War when
War,
they're in the
and
car and
yes,
yeah, okay.
right. So she has to give it back to him there,
Gotcha.
right? And
Gotcha.
that's
Gotcha.
why
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Spidey tries to steal it back in the final. It gets yeah, but
Got it. Yeah, because I was like, I was trying to put two and two together, and now it just came up.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah. That's the scene where it's like, put your share up. No, and that's when they're in the car watching them, and it's like, yeah, okay, cool, I got it.
yeah,
Yeah, very good, very very good show.
very good.
So if you're not watching it, definitely you should because it's real good. Want to talk about Goji?
Let's do it. I want to hear
So
you go in on this, dude.
okay, so I appreciate the movie is Godzilla versus Kong. Like the humans are there to like move the plot along, really, but they're like the main thing. Right? They're the main actors in the movie, basically. They're the protagonists. Incredible to see Godzilla and Kong both show more emotion in this movie than the entirety of the cast of Twilight during what 4 movies. So nothing against Robert Pattinson. I think he grew out of that role, right? And same with Kristen Stewart. But if you compare the acting by by Godzilla and King Kong
Two
versus
CGI characters.
yep versus what you had in like Twilight. Man, night and day. It's like
Wow.
I can watch these guys duke it out all day. So yeah, this is very much a Kong movie. Honestly, he is not the victor, like as I suspected, but it is very much a Kong movie. You know, the movie starts with Kong. He's the first thing we see, and he's the last thing we see.
But
Uh,
yeah, we got not as much Godzilla in the movie as I thought.
yeah, yep. Um, I think the moments that they had Godzilla were really well done, right? We all knew the twist, right? We were not sure how it was gonna happen. If it was like a fake Godzilla, like in the original um Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla, we didn't know if it was gonna be like that. But at the end, it was a separate Apex project that they had going on. Um, Mecha Godzilla was really good. Was really cool looking. Appreciate it. Man, I liked it. I liked it.
Did
I
that
didn't I
bother
didn't
you? The Ghidorah head thing they used
no
in that way? No, you're fine with
no
that.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because at the end, basically, Ghidorah fries the guy and essentially takes over Mechagodzilla. So
Right.
that's what they're fighting is the ghost of Ghidorah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
I over here assumed they were just gonna take Ghidorah's DNA and like when at the end of the last Godzilla movie, they were gonna just basically like bring him back completely. It's like no, they just let it turn into a skull and transmit it over. It's like okay.
yeah, yeah. So you thought that there were gonna be more meat to it?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
thought. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's just a skull. I was like, I
yeah,
remember we had a full like healthy head chopped off, just sitting there, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
maybe they're gonna bring clone him. Nope, different take.
yeah.
It didn't bother me. I just thought that was interesting.
Yep. Yeah. I had heard something about the skull, but I wasn't sure. Right, I thought the skull was inside the mech, not like a separate thing that they were using to communicate with it.
Right.
But it was it's sort of like what I saw coming, so it didn't really bother me. Honestly, dude, I thought that they were gonna kill Godzilla in this movie, like because they
Really?
got to that point where it's like, no, I wouldn't surprise me that Godzilla dies, Kong ends up cleaning the mess, right? And the end at the end of the movie, we get a tease with like the son of Godzilla or Godzilla Junior, or however you want to call it. Like it like
Okay.
I was expecting something like that, but then when they did the CPR on Kong, and Kong woke up, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, he's not, he's gonna like last minute come in and do it. Dude, it was a wrestling match basically. Like it was watching
Round
WWE.
one, round two.
Yeah, it was watching WWE basically, dude. But bigger and better. uh, yeah, I think the human characters were there just because they need them, right? Um, honestly, most of the stuff was okay. It was okay written. It wasn't bad. It wasn't fantastic. There was a few cool moments. I think uh definitely the girl Gia was like the most important character in the movie because she's like the one that really moves the plot. And the thing with the podcaster and Millie Bobby Brown going around, and the kid from Deadpool 2, and just going around and looking for like clues and whatnot. It was fine, right? Problem was that the kid and the podcaster were they were canceling each other. It's like, who's the funny guy? I'm the funny guy. I'm the funny guy. So I think that the kid should have been more like in the middle sort of character, and have the podcaster be the crazy funny guy, since he was like the conspiracy theorist and all this stuff. Um, so I think that they should have just wrangled the kid up a little bit, and that would have been a little bit better. Other than
To me,
that,
his character wasn't even
it was
necessary
like
in my
super
opinion. The
throwaway.
kid.
Yeah, it was super
I'm gonna be
throwaway.
honest. Like he was just like
Yeah,
he gets his one scene to pour the water, and that's
he said Mecha Godzilla though.
yeah. He gives him the name, but you
Yeah,
could have any other character do that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I mean, like no offense, but it's just like
Yeah.
okay,
So
another
I don't
human.
know. It was not mentioned in the movie, Joel, but the Japanese dude, is supposed to be Sarasawa's son.
I did hear this.
Yeah,
I
and
did
and
hear
they
this.
did not mention him by
Nope.
name, dude. It's like, dude, it's
So
like the
that's
main
something.
character, the main human from the other movies, and
Yep.
he didn't even mention him. Did he die? Like, he got
No,
fried by Beck, but
right.
yeah, but we don't know if he died or not. So,
Right.
yeah, I was ambiguous there. Um, I think I still like King of the Monsters a little bit better. It was it good? Was it? It was fun. It was enjoyable. Yeah,
Sure
sure.
was.
It was really. I'm glad that the movie doesn't overstate its welcome. It was shorter than the other two movies. It was straight to the point. There was no filler. Basically, it was point A to point B to point C, and move along, and that's it. And I appreciate that. So it didn't make me waste my time. It was good. I appreciated it. It was good.
I
Liked it.
love that we get Kong's palace in essence. But it just gets there to be destroyed in a matter of minutes. You're like,
I
oh, that
know.
was an awesome scene. Gone. Like,
Yeah.
well, I would have
Yeah.
loved to have, learned more about this place.
Yeah.
I know obviously it's, teasing things, but
And the thing with the atomic breath, right? And it just basically going to almost the Earth's core. It's like
yeah.
that was like, bro, if it like a direct hit from that thing, and it's like vaporized.
You're
Honestly,
cooked.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like you're not even cooked. It's like
No,
your
just the
particles.
yeah, like that's it. You're one with the sky. Uh,
basically, basically.
yeah.
I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. I think it was good overall. I heard that the Toho license for Godzilla that it's done with Legendary, and they were waiting.
Mm,
They were basically waiting because the license expired last year, and because his movie got delayed. Basically the license they released it with an expired license almost, if you want to
mm,
call it that, right? But because of what happened, Toho has, they understand what's happening, so because
sure.
they're in the same place over in Japan. So, um, what I heard is that Legendary was waiting to see what the reception to this movie was gonna be, which positive because number one movie since the pandemic hit and
Oh yeah,
did really good numbers on HBO Max. So, and I'm sure that next weekend it's probably gonna be number one again. Um, so I heard they were waiting to see what route do they go into. Like, do they try and renew with Toho again and try and make more of these movies? What's international reception is going to be like? Uh, I'm
over
a
122 million dollars. It's
it
already made
it did well
internationally.
in China. Like it did like
Oh yeah.
70 million in China. Yeah. So I think we may see Godzilla again in the U.S. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray just so I can have the trilogy, right? um, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good.
Where
So
do you
it's a good
want
time,
them to go from here? If it's in your hands and pie in the sky,
man.
you could do whatever you want. What do you do with this world?
Wow, that's a tough one.
Because I think that's what a lot of people left watching is like it was such a good time. They're like, we want more. What's next? Because
Yeah,
we get spoiled with the Marvel films and these other things. So you see some
that
kind of
there's
come together like this. You're like,
yeah.
what's gonna happen?
I think that they probably both into another solo movie and then they come back together for another one. So they're probably gonna do another Kong with something else. And if they redo the Godzilla license, they'll probably do another Godzilla with uh like Destroya or something, or Space Godzilla or something like that, right? One of the big baddies like Destroya, basically one of the ones that killed Godzilla because Godzilla died like what three times.
Yeah.
The original movie, the uh got Mecha Godzilla 2, the one that came out in the 90s, and then Destroya. So those are the three times that Godzilla actually died in the Japanese versions. So maybe we'll get Destroya. What's the plant? The plant one. That's like a ooh,
Live fact checking with
uh
Obed, Godzilla fan.
it's jeez, what's that plant monster?
Plant monster.
Yeah, it is
The Earth Strikes Back.
no, it is yeah, basically that's what it was. Cuz it was like it's a Biollante. Biollante, yeah. So
Don't remember that.
yeah, so maybe they'll do like Biollante or Destroya or Space Godzilla. So if they do one of those, right, uh and then they do uh Mecha King Ghidorah for like another one with Kong, and maybe bring Gamera or Jet Jaguar or I don't know something stupid. Because this movie was super silly and I loved it because it was
It
like
has to be,
it was
yeah.
like embrace the silliness and I love that they did it. So man, I'm excited. Yeah, it was good. I had a good time, man. I'm telling you, you watching the movies right in the theater?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
How
I
was it?
think, well, I'm sure you'd say the same thing. I know you had your own home theater experience. The sound was what really made it wowzers. You get some really crazy, incredible sound moments, and then, like
Yeah,
obviously, it's a huge payoff when you get some of those ridiculous, like especially that crater scene, and Godzilla comes right out the water, and Kong's looking over the water, and some really really good details for a visual effects standpoint, but story wise same as you, man. Like I thought it was a very safe, a very
very safe. Yeah.
good time. don't take themselves seriously. The humans don't bother me. They that which is a huge thing for movies like this. I mean, we, Transformers needs to take a page out of this, because if you made movies where Transformers did what Transformers do and the humans are there to move the story regularly, not crazy now.
Yeah. And even the first Godzilla to some extent.
Just go
So
for yeah,
yeah, because that first Godzilla, um, they had the bait and switch with Bryan Cranston, and
right.
that was a big thing that there was, oh, Bryan Cranston is going to be in this movie and whatnot. So that was a big thing. So I think that to that movies that movies whose main characters are not human can definitely take a page out of this movie, because they really do it well. It's like we want to see monsters fighting, and that's what we get, and then in between rounds we get humans. That's basically what it is. But that final sequence was pretty long, dude. Like
I
once
know.
they get to Hong Kong, dude, that once Godzilla gets to Hong Kong, that is like nonstop action until the end of the movie for a good 40 minutes basically, or half hour. It was good. I
Yeah, man, it
enjoyed
was
it.
great.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, man. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we knew, like, I was Team Goji, right?
Yeah, that wasn't a
So,
surprise to
yeah.
me.
Um.
Also, kind of old dog, new dog, even though they're both like ancient, kind of like
Yeah.
Kong kind of was
Exactly.
perceived as the old man here.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was cool. The thing with the axe was cool. Yeah. Yeah. I,
Yeah, the
I liked it,
axe
man.
is literally like his bone and back, whatever, out of
Out of
Zilla.
another Godzilla. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um. And the thing with the Godzilla down in the core, or the Hollow Earth, it made me think that they were not necessarily enemies, that there was some sort of alliance at one point.
right. Their
Yeah.
species. Yeah,
Correct. Yeah. So I don't like the little nod at the end. It's like, all right,
yeah.
I'm
Respect.
out. Respect, and yeah,
Drops the axe.
does
You can
the
go.
axe, a little nod, and when they're both yelling at each other, and Godzilla's like, all right, I see you, I see you. I don't think you're gonna be breaking stuff. I think you're a good guy. Lets him go, but it's too late. He was like too busted, right? So they gotta save him.
Dude, the destruction in this movie is off the wall. This would
Hong
make
Kong is
Batman so
absolutely
upset.
no, no.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Batman's gonna be so triggered after
So
this.
triggered.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. Hong Kong does not
Yeah,
exist
like you
anymore.
literally just they literally killed everyone that ever was in that area, dude.
Oh my goodness, dude!
Woo.
There's a scene with Mecha Godzilla. He goes like, just going around with the atomic breath, and just like basically he's like, all the buildings are gone. I was like, great,
Oh
look at
my
this
goodness. Like
crap.
it's a movie, so I don't really care, but like,
Yeah,
man, these guys just
it was out of control.
how many more buildings can we destroy?
Yeah, it was out of control. Yeah, I think they try to do, because there's a few things in the movie, right, that they, and I know we're going a little over, we're talking about the movie, but it's
It's a movie.
I think we both were very much looking forward to it, so might as well just talk about it. Um, there was a few callbacks to Shin Godzilla. I don't know if you know of Shin Godzilla, or if ever watched it.
By name, I don't recognize it.
So Shin Godzilla is a movie that came out in 2016. It's a Japanese movie, and it's basically a retelling of the original Godzilla, and it's directed by the guy that did Neon Genesis Evangelion. So it's trippy. There's a lot of human drama. The movie it's a Japanese movie,
Oh, I did
so
hear
there's a
about
lot of
this. Okay.
drama.
Yep.
But the movie got like Best Picture in like the Japanese thing, right? So the thing with this movie, a spoiler alert, is that Godzilla is it's basically an entity of like infinite evolution, so it can adapt to everything, and eventually becoming itself a god, Godzilla. So basically, that's the premise of the movie. But without going into it too much, there were a few callbacks with like the Godzilla coming out of the water. When he was like
Oh yeah, that I
when he was
yeah.
swimming with the first time he shows up, and he pops his head out of the water and roars and just goes back down. That's like a super like Shin Godzilla um shot right there. And there's a another scene um with Mecha Godzilla when he's doing the breath and he's going around basically the city just railing everything. It's just it's like, yeah, that's also a callback to Shin Godzilla, because
Mm.
it's basically like that. It's like Godzilla just destroying everything again. So um it's good. It's good. Again, they should do that. They should do another Kong, another Goji, and then bring them back together for another big battle. Where one of them dies, and that's probably gonna be Godzilla, and then Godzilla's gonna get reborn into like Kid Godzilla or Godzuki or whatever. Do you ever watch the
Kazuki.
do you ever watch that cartoon?
No.
No? Joe, come on, man.
Oh my
So there was
gosh.
an old man that show has to be, it's probably 70s. It's either
Wow.
early 80s or 70s. Let's see. Godzilla cartoon, because it was a Hanna-Barbera thing.
Oh my gosh.
So it's 1978.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's when it only came out, 2 seasons. I remember watching it a ton when I was a kid because I really
Sure.
liked it. Um, and there was a baby Godzilla called Godzuki, and he
Kazuki.
was annoying as hell, dude. And he was like he flew. He had like little wings, basically like one of those lizards that basically
Oh
spreads
my
his
goodness.
legs and kind of like floats, right?
Yeah.
But he was like he sounded like a challenged lizard, and it was not great. It's not great. Godzuki was not great. I never was a big fan.
Oh man.
But I was a fan of the cartoon show. If you have a chance, it's probably on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's like it's
Yeah,
YouTube it.
yeah.
Kazuki.
Just YouTube Godzuki, and it's ridiculous. But there's a movie. There's a Japanese movie. I think it's late '60s. That was the Son of Godzilla. I think it came out after the original King Kong versus Godzilla. Must have been like 65, 68, so one of those. Yeah. It's ridiculous, but I don't think they're gonna go that ridiculous if they do it here. But that could be like the cliffhanger, right? It's like, oh, there's a smaller Godzilla around that's eventually gonna grow big. So yeah, good stuff, man. I
Eh,
uh, I enjoyed it.
I appreciate your analysis on that because I was just curious as a fan, like what you thought would happen next. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah. Also, just throwing it out there, the Godzilla cartoon based on the Zilla movie, on the '98 movie.
Yeah.
That the cartoon show is really good.
Mm.
Yep. So it's a sequel basically to the movie, and it's good. It's actually very, very decent, very entertaining. So yeah. Um. So you want to talk? Let's do Justice League again.
Again, you
All right.
guys.
All right. All right. All
Ooh.
right. I've been listening to the soundtrack. It's on
Okay.
Spotify. It's on Spotify, and
Yeah.
it's real good.
Have
Um,
you watched it in Gray yet?
I have not.
I'm gonna do that probably soon.
I have not. No. I have to find the time. I have to commit. Right. It's one of those things. It's a
It's a long
commitment. It's
one.
a long movie, so you got to commit. But I'll watch it eventually. So more rumors came out this week. By various people, not just the usual suspects. So Ray Fisher, he had an interview with Vanity Fair about the entire debacle, and and he basically threw it out there, like everything, dude, and everything that we've known, and everything that he said in the past, and um, I know for a fact, Joel, that I would not feel the same way if the Snyder Cut would have never come out. Like if the Snyder Cut was like a figment of our imaginations, I would not feel the way I feel.
Hmm.
but because it exists,
It changes everything.
and because it's my favorite superhero movie ever. It's yeah, it's bad. It's bad, dude. We got the Ray Fisher stuff, and then was it the next day that Gal Gadot said, "Oh yeah, well now that we're talking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. This is what happened to me," and that was real bad. Um, and then after that, today we got Chris Terrio in an interview with it's Variety, right?
Yeah.
And he's saying that it was basically artistic vandalism. What Joss Whedon did
Vandal?
to
Did he call it terrorism? I can't remember. It was
it was vandal. Yeah, it was vandal.
vandalism.
It was
Yeah.
vandalism. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was artistic vandalism.
It was a nightmare. So I said terrorism.
Bro, to the point that he basically got his. I read the article after we
Yeah,
after
man.
we texted a little bit today. Um, and he basically called his lawyer so he can call Warner to take him out of the movie. Like he did not want to be associated with it, and he co-wrote it. Like he co-wrote the Whedon cut, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he like Chris Terrio is the guy that is like, I don't know what to do with the script. You call him so he can patch it up.
Yeah, he also helped finish up the script for Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, and he was the one that co-wrote Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
Because like he patched it up.
Oh, that's all he does.
That's his job. And to me, honestly, he does a damn good job at it. Because
try with what you got.
Yeah, with what he's given, honestly, he does a good job. Because at the end of the day, you know, Rise of Skywalker is not perfect.
Not what should have been.
Yeah, not what it should have been, but it was not perfect by a long shot. But it could have been. It could have been worse, honestly. Like, if you ask me.
Yeah.
You know, it's Chris Terrio. That's his thing, right? But this was so bad that he did not want to be associated with it, bro.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. I, you know, I'm just curious to see who from Marvel is the first one to talk, or are those NDAs like sealed shut, like are those NDAs airtight, right? I don't. Who's gonna be the first one for Marvel to come out and sounds like, oh yeah, he was a creepo and he did this to me and he said this to me. Like I'm waiting for like Scarlett Johansson saying it's like he threatened me with recasting me because I was pregnant during Age of Ultron and I couldn't do my stuff.
Because right now, with the way everything is, you would imagine that this is a career he's made of himself. You know, being this kind of guy, this kind of human. It's just so crazy the timing of this dude because like, and I'm not, I by no means am like that saying anything good of Joss Whedon. It's an absolutely train wreck what's going on with this guy. And this guy is going to have to face the music, and he already is because the industry is not going to give this guy another chance, and he shouldn't. But looking at what's happening, like, it kind of makes me think like the way he's been described is like like how like in sports sometimes you've heard these stories of like coaches that took things too far, like the coach who like is like overly dramatic and is just like it's basically borderline abuse, like what he's doing. It is abuse. Like that's how I looked at him coming in. Like he comes into these projects and he thinks like I'm gonna make this amazing, incredible thing, and you all are less than me, and you better do exactly what I say or else. And it's like,
or I'll end your career.
yeah, and like you're like, whoa, dude, like 0 to 1,000. Like, yeah, we're making a big movie here, but what the heck? And then of course you hear stories about, the women, and then you hear about with, Ray Fisher, it's like it's bully culture. Like he's preying on certain individuals, which is pretty messed up. The Jeff Johns stuff has been going around for a while. The obviously the Walter Hamada is the real head of. Yes, Warner Brothers can get involved, but really Warner's hired Walter Hamada. Walter Hamada is the Kathleen Kennedy of the DC films,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yep.
So when people are mad about them not doing more with the Snyderverse and all that, yes, I'm trying to remember her name and something with Warner Brothers. Yes, she could get involved, right? She could do that, and I would like for her to. But at the end of the day, Walter is the guy who he can make these decisions because he's independently running this thing with the financial backing of Warner's. So, like, what is it that this guy sees that he had to protect Joss Whedon, not protect Zack Snyder, who's given everything that he has
Bro.
to these DC films? Another thing that's really funny with this whole hashtag restore the Snyderverse, like Obed, you and I, we've seen this thing for a while. We've been here since the beginning of this thing. Like, do you remember how many fans would hate on Snyder? They were like, take it away from him. These after specifically after Batman versus Superman, specifically. Like these people were like, take it away from him, and he's no good, and blah 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 blah. And people actually got very excited when Joss Whedon came on
Yeah.
to Justice League. We were still doing our podcast at that time. I remember that episode too. We were like, hey, how you guys like Joss Whedon? I remember that conversation,
Because
and
at the time we had no idea these
no,
things
no,
were
no,
happening.
no, yeah,
Like no one
and
spoke against him. And we know that these things have been going on for basically decades now.
yeah, and even when Ray Fisher came out the first time saying stuff, the only person I think that really backed him was Jason Momoa, if I remember right. And everyone else kind of like stayed quiet and was like, "Yeah, we don't
Mm,
really want to talk about this." And it's like, we're talking what 5 years later now, like almost, it's
almost,
like,
yeah. 4 years.
yeah, 4 years later, like, and everybody's like, "Let me tell you what's been going on with this guy for centuries." It's like, well, I wish you guys would have backed him from the beginning. I'm glad that the Snyder cut came out, but maybe if people would have said more things, maybe Zach would have been around more. It's such a series of unfortunate situations, dude. This is gonna make an incredible like documentary. There's gonna be theses written on this thing, dude. Like it is an incredible situation. I don't think it's as simple as people think. There's so many different factors at play. There's Zack Snyder, and unfortunately, what happened with his family member passing away. You've got the stuff going on with Warner's. You've got mustache stuff going on with Henry Cavill. I
Mustache
mean,
Gate.
Mustache Gate. You got what's going on with Ray Fisher. You got Joss Whedon doing this stuff. You got Walter Hamada. You got allegedly that whole movie was the whole reason why they didn't just stop production, and because that's the other thing. Like, why did they bring in Joss to finish the film? Well, allegedly, if you remember this back in the day, the whole rumor was basically he was fired. Like they were
That
gonna fire
Snyder,
him. They were
yeah.
gonna fire Snyder in the middle of filming.
Yeah.
Like Warner's did this dude dirty. So he was allegedly gonna be fired so when they had the unfortunate passing happen, it was like, oh, good, get rid of him because these guys wanted to get an actual bonus in time. This movie had to hit its deadline in order for these executives to get a bonus because they assumed it would just make money because it's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. It's like if you give a bad movie, guys, you're not going to make the money that you think you're going to get.
And they didn't
And they
at the end
learned,
of
yeah,
the day.
they
Yeah.
did not. It bombed in part of the expectation of what they should have made for it. So man, if this movie had come out, the Snyder cut,
I
wow,
mean, I don't see a 4 hour movie, excuse me, coming
it would
out,
have been
but
cut down more. Yeah,
a 3 hour cut of it possibly because even Batman v Superman was 2.5 hours long.
you would have
The
gotten the
the
ultimate
thread
edition version.
the theatrical version was 2.5 hours, and then
Yeah,
the ultimate is like what 3:14, something like that.
yeah,
It's pretty long too. But I would have, maybe a 3 hour cut of this movie would have come out and then released a 4 hour on Blu-ray. Back then
yeah.
that would have been a no brainer. But it is a serious, serious mess. I really don't see Whedon uh, getting more job
No,
opportunities based on the rumors, right? And how he treats actors. I to the point that I think actors were will refuse to work with him. Uh,
yeah.
the story that the Ray Fisher said that Affleck almost like punched him, and they had to like talk him down. It's like, listen, just like don't, because you get in trouble, and it's like Affleck don't care. He won an Oscar. It's like, he
No, right?
doesn't
He won
care.
an
Yeah,
Oscar as a director
as
and a
a
writer and
not
like
a writer. Yeah,
everything. The dude did everything. Yeah.
exactly. So it's like, who cares? He got 2 Oscars, and
He's been in the news for worse things.
oh yeah, exactly.
That
Yeah,
would be the worst of
that would not. Yeah, it's like the Tony Stark is like, be honest, this is not the worst thing you caught me
Right.
doing.
You
Yeah,
find me do yeah. It wouldn't be
basically.
it.
Yeah, basically the same thing. Yeah, it. Uh, I would have punched him. It's like, why not? Why not?
I will not comment on this on a live recording.
What a
I
I
plead
mean,
the
if I would have been Ben Affleck, right, and I was a witness to the things that happened, kudos to Ben for not
what a
giving in.
what a tough
But at
man.
least I would have come out and said, listen,
That's what gets
this
me.
guy is like,
Why did they take so long? And people,
I
I
don't
know
know.
it's a victim's remorse sometimes, but man,
Yeah,
I'm glad that it is coming out at the end of the day. Right? That's what we
yeah.
gotta look at. And what a mess of a
And
situation.
now we know that it was not just Ray Fisher. And you know, originally we just thought that he was salty because he was cut. He's like mostly cut for the movie, and then the movie comes out. I was like, oh man, he's basically the main character, and he got cut from the movie. Um, and bro, yeah, it's a mess. Like you said, someone out there, the guy that did the Nicolas Cage Superman documentary is probably on it already.
Oh no,
And
that guy
Kevin,
passed away.
oh, he passed away. Oh
Unfortunately,
man,
while I was at Comic Con that last time, I found out he passed away. He was a
really,
big Comic Con fan. It was so sad.
man,
John Schnepp, yeah,
yeah. Well, we still have Kevin Smith. He can do it.
yeah. Kevin Smith can do it. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, and if there's anyone like Kevin Smith has been very vocal about it, and like he knows because
yeah.
he's worked with he's friends with Ben Affleck first of all, right? Like he knows what's up, and and he's worked with Joss Whedon before, so he
Right.
knows, right? So man, it's again unfortunate that they made Snyder go through all this crap, dude, because
Still is going through it because he's
it's
happy as hell, but
it was undeserved, and at the end of the day, dude, the guy proved that he can direct a freaking movie, bro. Like I think visually, um, like you know how I feel about Watchmen, right? And I haven't watched the director's cut, um, but I don't think I think the issue with Watchmen was he was not the problem with Watchmen. It was the source material.
it wasn't for the big screen like that.
Hey,
Yeah,
you flame me if you want. That's just me,
yeah,
right? That's how I think that that this dude it's super overrated. The guy that wrote Watchmen and V for Vendetta, and it's like if you ask me, the guy's out there in a cave in England worshiping snakes or whatever he does. I don't care. But if you ask me, he was overrated. Um,
just from Man of Steel alone, dude, he did a really good job there. And
he
then we
did.
get this movie, like,
But the thing with Watchmen is that visually, at the time, there was nothing like it, right?
yeah,
And that has been the thing with Snyder. It's like 300 comes out.
mm-hmm.
There's nothing like it.
Yep,
Watchmen comes out. There's nothing like it. Sucker Punch, which is I think
yeah,
a mediocre movie,
yeah,
but there's nothing like it.
yeah,
You know, with you even get the not happy ending in the movie. And then Man of Steel comes out, and then it's like he gave Superman a second chance
yeah,
because the after what happened with Superman Returns, the WB was really or ENDC were really reluctant with having Superman come back, and he really put his own spin on the character, and I think he did a fantastic job. And he humanized Superman, which was a thing that was missing from all the other movies. And I know that Superman Returns try to do it with like, oh, he had a kid with Lois Lane and he didn't know, right? But it just he's still Superman. It's like when he's getting beat up with by Luthor and his goons, like, I'm still Superman. That's the thing he's saying. You know, I, yeah, I think the industry as a whole just should apologize to him.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of people who have made fun of
Bec-
him, didn't give him a chance,
yeah.
and like, wow, what came out of this?
Um.
I would have.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't usually root for directors to be like also like the fathers of entire film universes, but this guy should be the one for this. Like
I think so.
I like how we've talked before about John Favreau and what he's doing as a
Well,
producer with being like the head of Lucasfilm kind of thing. It's how I feel about this. Like I think Zach and Deborah, him and his wife, Zach and Deborah Snyder, can easily be the producer director combo for the entire DCEU. Even bringing in other creators. I mean, think about it. The first Wonder Woman film was written by Zack Snyder.
yeah.
People forget that.
Yep.
So, you know, yeah,
Don't forget about it, because look at the sequel.
exactly. No, exactly. Listen, I know people who are huge fans of Wonder Woman, and they liked the sequel, but even they were like, I, I, I see it. Like this guy, yeah. And then when you watch the Snyder cut, you're like, this dude took Wonder Woman to the next. In this Snyder cut movie, dude, Wonder Woman is legit one of the Trinity members. Like she is
Yeah.
rightfully one of the big three.
Yep. Um.
Ah,
Because I can tell you, dude, my wife loves Wonder Woman, and
yeah,
even she was like,
she knows.
this movie's not too good,"
Yeah, she
and
knows.
and she watched the entirety of the Snyder Cut, like she
Wow.
watched it like the entirety of
That's
it.
a 4 hour thing.
Yeah, and she's usually like she would go do something. It's like, oh, don't pause it. I'm over here in the kitchen
Sure.
doing stuff.
Right.
Dude, she stayed and she watched it,
Nice.
and that's uncommon, right? So there must be something there.
Oh yeah.
So uh, I think the entire industry owes him an apology, and I think that if we don't get it right, if we don't, if the Snyderverse doesn't come back and doesn't get restored and nothing happens of it, I'm sure that because of this movie, he's gonna get opportunities back.
Marvel may call the guy. Don't be shocked.
Yeah, maybe this is the guy that to bring the X-Men over.
Don't be shocked, man.
Just saying, right? Just putting it
Maybe
out there.
better source material than the Watchmen stuff.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
taking jabs.
This thing with that was the thing with Watchmen, is that Watchmen itself is a parody or
It is.
of superheroes, and it's like everyone loves The Boys, right? On Amazon, everyone raves about it, but at the end of the day, The Boys, it's it's Watchmen, but new. The thing with Watchmen is that it dealt with issues that are not relevant, and to me at
Unless
all.
you watch
And
the HBO Watchmen, that's the
I
different one. Very
heard
different.
correct. I heard, yeah. I mean, we're not
Short
talking.
series that's
Yeah,
really different.
yeah. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the movie. So
Right. The movies and the books. Yeah.
yeah. Because the movie is the books basically, and it's just the book's not for me. That's it. And he directed the movie and he did a great job, but it's just that the source material is not for me. So we'll leave it at that. Joel, real quick, one big piece of news that we have for this week concerning gaming is that E3 is back. Oh, kinda. So they've announced that they will have um, E3 in an interactive online form. It's open to everyone. What's really interesting here, Joel? Event takes place usually in the usual dates, 12 through the 15th of June. What's interesting here is who is attending and what's come out of it. So the event itself is being backed by Nintendo, Microsoft, Capcom, Ubisoft, Take Two, Warner Interactive, and Koch Media. And Konami. What is Konami going to show? I don't know. Something that happened in I think it was like 3 weeks, a month ago. There's a big Japanese, sorry, not Japanese, it's a Korean gaming company that invested a ton of money in Konami. So maybe Konami is going to bring something out. Rumor is that there is a Silent Hill game being worked on, but not by Konami internally. It's being done by some team in Europe. Um, maybe they'll show that. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe they'll bring back Metal Gear. I don't know. I don't know. Rumor is that Nintendo's coming in swinging. So that
Switch Pro and all that.
that brings up those Switch Pro rumors. Um, there's another rumor that was floating around this week about the dock, that Nintendo is going to release a dock that is different than the regular one that you can use with the old Switch
Mm.
and would do something. But there's a rumor, right? Still a rumor.
We'll have to see.
Um, there's leaks and stuff out there for Nintendo, so apparently they are going to have a big showcase. And yeah, we'll see. I know that they have Breath of the Wild 2. There's rumors that they've been working on Mario Odyssey 2 since since the first one came out. That was pretty much a Switch release title because that came out October 2017. So they've been working on it for a while. Um, there's stuff happening. I know Microsoft is it's coming in swinging too because they need to have a presence. They need to show stuff. There's another rumor that that Microsoft is supposedly publishing Kojima's next game, so it could be like an Xbox PC sort of thing, kind of like what Death Stranding was, like a PlayStation PC thing. So there's that rumor. Um, Interestingly enough, uh, Sega and Bandai Namco and Square Enix are not part of it. So I'm assuming that they're probably going to have their separate presentation, not part of the ESA
Right.
stuff. And Sony, of course, it's
Right.
not there.
They'll
But
have their
yeah,
own PlayStation experience thing, probably.
yeah, they probably have their own separate event. But what do you think, man?
I'm happy it's back. I'm happy they're still trying to make this happen in some capacity. We know it's not going to be as big and grand as when they have the in-person element and all that, but you know, just saying that we're going to call it quits just because of not being able to be in person would not be wise, considering that this is literally an electronic expo. So I'm glad that all these guys are back, and I hope that Nintendo does have some really cool stuff that is being rumored there, that they really do take advantage of the stage and do some really cool stuff there. I hope that I hope Microsoft also has some really cool stuff to share with us as well. For those that now know that Sony's not going to be there, this is a chance for them to do something different. I do feel like it's kind of weird that there isn't more participants, like that's the only list there. But I guess that they maybe, I don't know if this is a a financial thing or a too late last minute decision kind of thing. That they just feel like they're better off doing it on their own, under their own thing. I feel like the whole point is, like, when you have the E3 buzz going on, you want to join in the buzz and have your company associated. It's a marketing thing, is what it is.
Yeah,
So I feel like, yeah, someone like Sony doesn't need it, right? But like when you start talking, like you're saying, like Square Enix, these other ones, like, you guys probably should have gone. In my opinion, you guys probably should have gone in on this just to keep your name out there and interesting with the hype and buzz of E3. Because like Ubisoft's going to take advantage of it. Obviously, like that's the kind of things that you should be doing if you're a smaller, not smaller, but one of the larger developers that maybe doesn't have a stage of an actual console manufacturer or whatever.
yep, yep. Um, Just something that we didn't talk about. Um, this happened about 3 weeks ago. Um, Jade Raymond opened a new studio called Haven, and they're going to be working with PlayStation. We didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I that was a pretty big announcement. I was
Yeah,
very happy to see that.
yeah, because she was with Stadia, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's like Stadia. Wait, is Phil Harrison still with Google with Stadia? He's probably the last one. Oh man,
No, but
Stadia.
I just always think of her because of obviously helping to create Assassin's
Assassin's
Creed.
Creed.
Like
Yeah.
so yeah, she's one of the good ones.
Yep, yep. Um yeah, we'll see. I know that there's going to be announcements, there's going to be stuff happening, so I'm excited. It's open to everyone. So maybe we can take one night and do something. Like do a
Yeah, I
live
think
stream or
so.
something.
Yeah, I think
So
that'd be smart. Yeah.
yeah. So we can plan that out whenever we have a schedule out for that.
Yeah.
We'll be in summer, so we should be good. But yeah, should be pretty interesting. Should be a pretty interesting year.
I agree.
Especially with Nintendo and what they're doing, and new consoles are out, and they've had time to breathe, sort of. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, dude.
Um, Good stuff. We had a good laugh. We had a not so good time with our buddy Joss Whedon.
We got
But
we Hey, we got called for what it is. It's pretty bad.
it's pretty
It's
bad. It's pretty bad. Um, but yeah. Um, Joel, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us for this episode of No Load Time. We invite you to stay connected, stay following us, stay subscribed. You can subscribe to us on audio platforms, podcast platforms, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. We're out there. Also, subscribe to our video version on our YouTube channel. You could also follow us on social media if you're watching the Facebook Live right now. What's up, guys, gals? Good to have you with us. You can always watch our live recordings on usually on Thursdays if you're following us on our Facebook page and toggle those notifications to be on for our page. We're also on Instagram. We're also on Twitter. And we're also on Twitch. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. You can send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you all very much, and we look forward to being with you on our next episode.
Thank you guys. Stay safe. We will see you again next time.